Oh yeah, another beautiful SoCal day. It's a nice breeze happening. It's a lot cooler today, which is very nice. It's not blazing hot. That might change as the days go on though, you never know. And today, at the time of making this video, it's not a Halloween Horror Nights evening, so very light crowds today, which is gonna be amazing. And with bam, just like that, we've made it in the park. Yeah, look at this, this is nice. Nobody's here. Well, there's some people here, but it's really not that bad. Yeah, I mean, check this out. Mario Kart, only a 20-minute wait. I know it's kind of hard to see from the display, but 20 minutes for Mario Kart, Forbidden Journey, a walk-on, Studio Tour walk-on, Flight of the Hippogriff walk-on. Dude, this is legit. And before we start talking about roller coasters, huge shout out to the Halloween Shirt Company for this amazing t-shirt. I'm gonna be wearing these like every single day. They're the best. Okay, let's see what's going on over here at the Lookout. Not seeing any crew members on site in the center of the layout. Let's see, oh yeah, a lot of people are hanging out over there on the far end. They are putting up some more panels on the sound wall. I'll get a better view of that in just a little bit, but you can see they're putting that, I believe it's like a vinyl. I don't know if it's an aluminum sheet or anything else. I believe it's like a vinyl piece that they're putting up, and maybe they'll replace it if they need to over time, once it ages and stuff. I don't know, we'll get a better view of it on the other side, but it looks like that's where a lot of crews are hanging out today. There's a few crew members working on the LSM launch. And this is the stuff that they're just trying to finish up before they start the full-fledged testing, because they really can't do anything until the LSM launch sections are done. And another thing to note over there by the dive loop, look at that, the support columns are starting to rise up for the scream shields that are going to be in particular sections of the layout. This is one of them on the far end over here. The other one is going to be closest to the escalator. But yeah, at least we have some vertical work happening near the dive loop, which is really cool. And as the next few days progress and the next few weeks, I'm sure this structure will be complete and it'll cover this section right here. And then eventually they'll start putting the glass panels up that are gonna look very similar to the ones that are on the escalator right over there. It's gonna look, yeah, almost identical to that design. I'm not really noticing anything else on this side of the project, so let's continue the journey around to the front, because there's some updates to talk about there. Now, since my last video, a lot of work has been happening near the front entrance here. Of course, we have that beautiful mural that's being painted. It's almost done. Little details keep getting added every single day. And they've been taking down some of the walls too, so we'll get a little closer in just one moment. Here's just another quick look at that mural that's on the front. And then here's your close-up of the marquee entrance to Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. This is where the queue is going to start, and you can see that crews have been working really quickly on this particular piece. Just a couple days ago, it was just 2 pieces of steel, and now it's an entire skeleton, and they're starting to put the stucco on it and everything. They're hooking up the electrical, because I'm sure there's going to be some signage on the front there. Yeah, it's looking really good. Yeah, here's another look at the mural. It's just so cool how close we can get to the building now that the walls have been taken down. They still have these walls up right here next to the Halloween Horror Nights props, but you can see that they've taken down the ones over here, and now they just have the hedges up here in the front. And they only have a few more letters to paint white, and they'll be done with at least that part of the project. And another good news, they've opened up a new restroom over here. Because remember, when they had the old animal actors and special effects area that used to be here, they had restrooms over at the animal actors stage, so I'm glad they finally replaced those with some new ones. Now, along with the new palm trees that have gone in, they have some gravel that they've put down, and they've glued it down as well, so this is not going anywhere, which is nice. And we can get really close to this side of the building, which is a gift shop, because if you look through the windows, they're already setting the merchandise. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next month, they open this thing up and just start selling some merchandise. I mean, why not? If people are willing to buy some, I mean, hey, Universal could start paying back the money it cost to build this roller coaster. It's just so nice that all this space has been freed up now, and we could easily walk in this area once again. And we can get a really nice view of this. Look at that, they're doing some testing of a full train. This is breaking news, heck yeah. This is awesome. Yeah, that is a full train right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 4 cars right there. Boom. Yeah, this is really exciting. I'm glad I walked to the front of the building when I did. It's looking like 4 cars to a train, 16 total riders per train. and they're all camouflaged. Look at that. And it looks like right now they're just doing station and maintenance bay testing. They're not going to be doing full layout testing for at least a few more weeks, just because, yeah, they still have to finish the LSM launches like I was talking about earlier. But if they have everything pretty much settled here in the front, in the station and in the maintenance bay, well, this is where they're going to start. And it looks like they've already started. So maybe if we're lucky, I'll catch it moving to and from the maintenance bay and the dual load. And then here's an extreme close-up of the coaster cars, which again are absolutely beautiful. They're so large too in person. When you're like standing right next to one, you're like, dang, this thing is massive. They're gonna look so cool traversing the course. I can't wait. Oh yeah, slowly but surely they are moving, and I'm trying to catch the movement on camera. They're just cranking the train back into the station. They might have stopped right now. But remember the pole test that they were doing throughout the rest of the layout? Well, they're doing something similar here with a full train this time, because again, they have to make sure the clearance is good. And there she goes at lightning speed. Yeah, isn't this amazing how they do this just manually? It's crazy, but it's all part of the process in getting these amazing new roller coasters ready to go. Also, look at the joint right there. All the mechanics that are underneath the coaster car themselves, it's just incredible. By the way, this is how fast the roller coaster is going to be going. So, I mean, hold on to your butts. Huge shout out to the crew members that have to do this. It's such a painstaking process because it just takes a long time. But as you can see, I mean, they have to be paying a lot of attention to just the littlest details because they have to make sure that this thing is clear. Okay, you know what? It's not just a manual pull. They're doing full powered testing throughout the station and maintenance bay. How exciting. I was able to get a few clips of this thing cruising on by. Heck yeah, this is legit. This is total breaking news right now. And because they're doing this powered testing, I've made my way to the other end because I have a feeling they're gonna try to push this thing all the way over to this side. I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky. Yeah, you know what, maybe they'll go forward again. So I will stick around for a little bit longer because I wanna see it go forward into the maintenance bay. Yeah, I think they're just going to move forward. I don't think they're going to move back. So, you know, let's continue the journey just for 1 second. We have some things to talk about over by the escalator. Let's do that, and then we'll head back over to the building to see if they've made any more movement. Okay, I've made it to the other side, and here is another look inside the station. Remember, this is a dual load station, so it's quite large. But look at that. They have some show lighting that's on. These are all those LED lights that are up on the ceiling. Those are all turned on and ready to go. And then you can see another view of the coaster train that just made it into the station a few moments ago. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Things are looking pretty good. And then here on the outside, work continues on the outdoor queue space. And then underneath the LSMs, you can see the scaffolding has been put up right there. And since they're doing that full train testing today, you can see inside the maintenance bay too. Now this is the big news over here at the escalators. Not only do we have the support columns up and going vertical for the scream shield that's going to look just like this, but look, they even have more supports for the glass panels themselves that have popped up. So that's what it's going to look like. It's pretty gnarly. This is very large in person. Once the whole structure is complete, I mean, it's going to be something else for sure. But there's the beginning of it. And I think it's going to go down a little bit further, or maybe that's the end. And it'll go all the way up around the corner there. And then you can see down there at ground level that they have more pieces staged for the scream shield structure. I honestly was not expecting this to show up as quickly as it did. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks to see how much progress they make. And it looks like they're going to do this stuff first and then move on to, you know, testing the coaster, because I don't think they're going to want to test the coaster while they're building this. Oh, here we go. Here on the other side of the escalators, near this part of the layout, we have more pieces for the scream shield and the giant support columns to hold this stuff up. Yeah, I can only imagine how much all of this weighs too. It probably weighs like a ton, probably more than a ton. And then as promised, here is another look at the sound wall going in. This is the other side, and like I was saying, that vinyl stuff is going. I mean, I think it's vinyl. I'm not sure. Go ahead and comment down below. My construction peeps might know a little better than me, but those pieces are going in, and you can see that they look like foliage to try to disguise that wall as best as possible. And then that design is gonna make its way all the way up to the front. And I'm not really sure what they're gonna do with this space right here. They might just leave this open, which would be pretty amazing, or they might close this up with another sound wall. They do have the fire road here, so they can only do so much, but yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on it. And this tree has survived this entire thing. So shout out to you, tree. Okay, I've made it back up to the main building, and yeah, I'm not really seeing any movement. So they might be done for the afternoon, and I'm not gonna really hang out all the way up until the evening hours. But hey, at least we caught some footage of it moving back into the dual load. And here in the next couple days, they're gonna continue those tests. Overall, I'm so happy that I was able to capture all of the testing today. And in the next few weeks, it's probably going to ramp up even more as they start powering more things on throughout the layout, including the LSM. So once those get powered on, then we're good to go for full-on layout testing, which might happen sometime late October and into November. I'm just guessing at this point based on the speed at which they're rolling through things because they're working so fast and furious. But yeah, I have a feeling sometime in November is when we're going to really see some amazing layout testing, and I can't wait. Okay, moving on. I made my way into the Universal Studios store to check up on some HHN merchandise because I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up on things that are continuing to pop up in store, like these. They have a bunch of the Hello Kitty popcorn buckets available. These are brand new. Look at this. The Five Nights at Freddy's Loungefly backpack. It's $95, and you know what? I have a feeling when Horror Nights resumes this week, the time of making this video, these might sell out. They also have the Loungefly wallet if you don't want the backpack. That's pretty cute. This is very soft, by the way. Ooh, some new Terrifier merch has appeared too. Look at this. We have a Christmas sweater. Terrifier Christmas sweater for a mystery price. It might be $100 million. No, it's $65. Finally, some new WWE merchandise is showing up. They didn't really have too much for the opening, but now they have these little shoulder bags. They have some hats available. And what was the other item that I just saw? I saw something else in here. It disappeared. But overall, they have some brand new WWE stuff for you. And then across the street over at the Animation Studios store, they have a lot of Hamikuma merchandise. That's the Halloween Horror Nights bear from Japan. He's an original character and he's so cute. And then when it comes to some updates at City Walk, well, we have a couple. First being out front of Slice House, some new signage has popped up. So that's really nice. And hopefully this all new pizza location will open up in the next few weeks. And then outside of Raising Cane's, some new structural steel has popped up. So really curious what they're going to be building out front. And finally, here's your latest look at the surface lot construction right outside of Jurassic Parking. Yeah, they've made some pretty significant progress here. You can see that this has been elevated and they've put in rebar and poured concrete. So I'm wondering if this is going to be another part of the structure, like if they're going to extend the structure out on top of this new area, or if it's just going to be the new like security check area. I don't know. I feel like if they extend the structure, that would be awesome because then they can add a few more spaces to the lot here. But yeah, some really good progress happening at the Woody Woodpecker lot. And I can't wait to see what the next few months hold for this area because this is allegedly where the new hotel is going to be going as well. And I think this is just the first phase of that. Well, you know what? I think that's going to do it for today's video from Universal Studios Hollywood. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these updates from the park or some of your other favorite theme parks, well, you should consider subscribing because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. Also, down below in the description, you'll find the links to my second channel and my Instagram, X, all that fun stuff. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is, and I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.